Peace to everybody. This story is about Jussie Smollett hires Michael Jackson's attorney Mark Geragos, all his famous past clients. And as you can see here in the picture, here's Michael Jackson with the lawyer that Jussie Smollett has hired. Jussie Smollett has hired high-powered criminal defense lawyer Mark Geragos to represent him against the 16 felony charges he is facing in Chicago following his alleged orchestration of a staged homophobic and racist attack. So Jussie Smollett did hire this lawyer, and he kind of figured, well, since these court-appointed lawyers are not doing anything for me, so he went and hired Michael Jackson's lawyer. Geragos, 61, is no stranger to controversial defendants. He has previously defended the likes of Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, and Scott Peterson. So Geragos is no stranger at all to when it comes to something like this, to the sexual abuse thing, and Geragos is 61 years old. Here is everything you need to know about Geragos and his past trials. Chris Brown. Mark Geragos was hired to defend Chris Brown in the 2009 high-profile assault case brought forth by his then-girlfriend, Rihanna. Geragos was able to reduce the original felony charges in a plea deal agreement, through which the Kiss Kiss singer served only 5 years probation. So he defended Chris Brown and then his girlfriend Rihanna, ex-girlfriend, Geragos reduced the original felony charges, and he only got 5 years probation. Geragos continued to defend Brown in other trials, including publicly representing him following a club brawl with Drake, NBA star Tony Parker, and other members of the trio's Pose. Most recently, he has defended the R&B singer following a rape accusation that detained him in Paris. No charges were filed against Brown. So he defended Chris Brown against club brawl with Drake and then NBA star Tony Parker. And then, of course, there's the rape accusation that Chris Brown was being accused of, but no charges were filed against him. Speaking to Rumor Fix about Brown, Geragos expressed his support for his client. I consider him as a son. I really do. The defense attorney said, I could not be more proud of him. So Geragos sees Chris Brown as his son, and that he's really proud of him. And here, as you can see, the attorney that Jussie Smollett has hired with Chris Brown. Michael Jackson. Geragos was hired in 2003 by the late king of pop, Michael Jackson. Jackson, then 45, was indicted on several charges of child molestation in November 2003. In 2005, a jury found the bad singer not guilty on all charges. So there was no proof that Michael Jackson had molested any children at all. So the people that have lied on Michael Jackson about this mess in 2003, they just did a little too much because of the jealousy and everything, because Michael Jackson was the king of pop and there was no way out of it. Of course, the accusations have been resurfaced in Leaving Neverland. Dan Reed's three-part docuseries addresses several of the allegations of child abuse and molestation against Jackson over the years, told from the perspective of accusers Wade Robson and James Safechuck. And of course, I don't have HBO. I didn't see the docuseries, so. And of course, we know Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they're a bunch of lying rats, and they had no right tarnishing Michael Jackson's legacy at all. And they lied and said, well, Michael Jackson molested me. No, that's not true at all. Here's Mark Geragos left, and here's Michael Jackson. Scott Peterson. Scott Peterson, now 46, hired Mark Geragos to defend after being charged with murdering his wife, Lacey Peterson, 27, and their unborn son on December 24, 2002, in what became one of the most shocking trials in the recent memory. The Peterson case captivated the nation and became the subject of the A&E show, The Murder of Lacey Peterson. So Scott Peterson hired Mark Geragos to defend him after he was charged with murdering his wife Lisa Peterson and their unborn child. And and it's gonna be, and I guess that trial was kind of hard to prove anything that he didn't do it, but we know that he did it. And Scott Peterson is, I do believe, is still in prison to this day, and that he's not going anywhere. Although Geragos was able to dismiss several key pieces of evidence, he was unable to get Peterson acquitted. The defendant was convicted of first-degree murder in Lacey's death and second-degree murder for Connor's death. So yeah, there was no way to get Peterson acquitted at all. But they did dismiss several key pieces. But to get him acquitted, no, he did it, and that's what he did. He murdered his wife and his unborn son. And as you can see, here's the attorney with Peterson on at the court hearing. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett, 36, recently hired Geragos to defend him in the ongoing Chicago case, which contends that Smollett faked a hate crime. So he hired Michael Jackson's lawyer to defend him on this ongoing case, and that they're trying to say, oh, he faked this crime and everything else. And of course, you could see Jussie and Mark Geragos, who is 61 years old. The Empire actor is facing 16 felony charges for his role and reportedly paid a total of $8,000 for the men to attack him, using racial and homophobic slurs, placing a noose around him, and dousing him in bleach. Currently, Smollett is released on a $100,000 bail and has pled not guilty to all charges. So they're trying to say that he faked all this, and that he paid the boys, the two men, $8,000, who are brothers, and then Jussie Smollett is released on a $100,000 bail still, and as long as he's not going anywhere, he won't leave Chicago. But they're trying to say that racial homophobic slurs, placing a noose around him, and dousing him in bleach. Come on, really? Why would Jussie Smollett do this to himself? I really don't believe anything that the police had to say or nothing. Anyways, tell me what you think about this story in the comments below. I am out.